G'day YouTube, Musical David here. It's Monday, it's Melbourne. You know the drill, it's Milkrun. 737, Melbourne up to Sydney. Take a look at the flight plan here. We have the usual Docel, Ebony, not up, Cullen, Tyrrell, Rivet, into Sydney, via Tarax and what's it call it? TSAT. There we go. Fuel on board today is 5,977 kilograms and zero fuel weight 57.5 tons. It's going to jump on board and get our passengers loading and some bags. Here we go. Just waiting for the texturing to be completed. It'll come up. While we wait for that, let's chuck these into the alignment process. There we go. Cool. I'll be chucking in the route. It's Melbourne to Sydney. See if that's correct. Rivet. Yep, all good. Activate that. Flight number today, VOZ below velocity 893. Go ahead and write that down on the notepad just so I remember. And while we do that, we're going to listen to the ATC as well, which is on 118.0.
Runway 180 degrees 90 knots. Cab okay. Temperature 28. QNH 1010. On first contact with Melbourne, ground door approach. Notify receipt of information with the Melbourne terminal information with the runway 180 degrees 90 knots. Cab okay. Temperature 28. QNH 1010. On first contact with Melbourne, ground door approach. Notify receipt of information with the Melbourne terminal information with the...
All good with whiskey. Yeah, other way around. There we go. 893 set. Going to go to performance initialization. We have zero fuel weight of 57.5. Going to look at our fuel reserve, which is fixed reserve is 1, and the alternate is 0.9. It's effectively going to be 2. Might even be 2.1. Cost index today, 30. It's not even that, is it? It's 15. Got a massive tailwind today. Flight level 390. Just going to check that's what I've filed. Yes, it is. Wonderful. 10,000 feet in there. ISA deviation. Make sure I do it through the top of climb. Here we go. At 390, it's minus 50. Plus 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, the wind 240 at 48. It's going to be 241 at 48. There we go. Sec temperature from runway 16 is going to be 52. There we go. 95% the N1. We're using flap 5. Setting gravity Mach trim at 23.3. Good. Start the APU, get some air conditioning going. And have a hold at the tower on 1205.
Another tower, 461. Request taxi extension, Charlie runway 16.
Qantas 461 taxi via Tango Ella, cross runway 27 to Charlie holding point runway 16.
Taxi Tower Alpha cross 67 to Charlie holding point runway 16. Qantas 461.
Melbourne Tower, velocity 893, requesting clearance to Sydney.
Velocity 893, Melbourne Tower, g'day, clear to Sydney via Dosal Plan Rail, maintain 5000. Runway 16, Dosal 8 departure, squawk 3030, and departure frequency 132.0.
Velocity 893, clear to Sydney, Dosal 8 departure, runway 16, initial climb 5000, squawk code 3030, departures 1320.
Velocity 893.
3030, 5000, departures 1320. Checking the departure. Runway 16, Dosal 8.
November 102 Sierra Lima, looking for clearance to Portland.
Click into the
November
legs.
102
Let's double check we don't have any
Lima,
double
standby
ups.
number 1.
There's the double up that I was expecting. Dosal to Dosal. Clear that out. That's now something to look through. To look through it, I'm just going to grab the chart for northeast jet departures. And we can see it there. We are running runway 16, so the first waypoint is Horsh, Albeck, Chimu,
November
Saleh,
102
and then Dosal.
Sierra Lima, clearance available.
November 102 Sierra Lima, ready to copy.
November 102 Sierra Lima, you're cleared to
Just going to drop the ATC for a second, and we'll make an announcement to passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking from the flight deck. Welcome aboard the Boeing 737 of Virgin Australia. We'll be flying you up to Sydney this morning on flight velocity of Virgin 893. Service time will take about 1 hour and 20 minutes. We're getting busy at the front here. We'll be pushing back in just a few minutes' time. We do expect to have an on-time departure time at 1:15. For that reason, I'd ask that you get to your seats as orderly as possible, and so that we can be on our way on time. Cabin crew will be coming through the aircraft just to ensure that everything is ready and all safe for departure. Once again, thanks for flying with us on Virgin Australia. Hope you do enjoy your flight with us and have a very pleasant journey up to Sydney. Okay, you should be getting these screens in the next minute or so.
Runway 16.
Okay, let's look at our departure briefing.
November 102 Sierra Lima.
Need position, there we go.
And all stations on the ground at Melbourne. Contact ground 1217 for push and start or clearance. Qantas 461, stay with me.
Copy that, Qantas 461.
121.7.
70, it stands Foxtrot 11. Ready for taxi.
On 784, 3113 on the squawk.
Alright.
Squawk 313.
Probably going to do our departure briefing. So we'll be pushing back our nose to the left, I do believe. Yep. Once you get pushed back, we'll be looking at taxiways. I'll just bring those up now. We are currently on gate Echo 6. So it's nose to the left, and then we'll push out to Golf. Right hand turn up to Alpha, crossing runway 27, probably the full length. Runway itself is 3,657 metres long. V speed showing up here, rotation at 139 and the V2 143. That's set. Flight director's armed. Departure is via the RNAV route. So we'll be using VNAV and LNAV on departure. Armed now. Just checking up, we do have the APU on the bus. APU going on the bleed with the packs on. APU generator is good, AC is 30. Okay, just checking that the door's closed. And we're getting the cabin ready. Cabin crew, please prepare the aircraft for departure.
Whiskey, current taxi by Alpha, hold short of runway 27.
QAF 70, say again.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yeah, they're grand, we're just waiting for the clearance.
Quebec Alpha Foxtrot 70, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 27 to the Bravo holding point, runway 16.
QAF 70, taxi runway Alpha. Have a crossing 27 to holding point.
Melbourne ground velocity 893, ready for push, gate Echo 6, information whiskey.
Velocity 893 for a ground.
893 AFM.
Velocity 893, 23 LAs.
Velocity 893, ready for push.
Okay, velocity 893 understood. Push back approved.
Push back approved, velocity 893. Okay, we're clear to go.
Actually, velocity 893.
Yeah, the push back, we've cleared the push.
Your
Parking brake
right wing
is released.
just a bit new, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening now. Just get him out of your way.
Just about to be.
Locking gear.
Gate is pushed.
Melbourne ground, November 102, Celine, request pushing start.
Departure check completed. Flight has been inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake's released.
November 102, Sierra Lima, push approved.
Start that wheel.
Clear to start. Pack's coming off.
Push approved, November 102.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
And velocity 893, push through.
And we'll start number 2. Into rising. Okay, we'll start fuel on number 2.
We are at Mount Panorama, the home of Australian motorsport. This is Jamie. He's a good driver. Jamie reckons he can do a lap of the mountain before we finish the safety video. We're not so sure. Before we start, please press one luggage into the overhead lockers.
Parking brake set.
Or push under the seat in front. This way we can keep the aisles and exits clear.
Your seatbelt must now be fastened low and tight around your hips. To fasten your seatbelt, push the two ends together until they click. To adjust, pull the strap until tight, and to release, lift the buckle up like this. If you
Good start, number 1.
push the button like this. It is a
Start number 1.
requirement that you fasten your seatbelt whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated, or you're instructed to do so by the crew. We recommend
Interior is rising.
fasten your seatbelt whenever you are seated. If you plan to sleep, please fasten your seatbelt.
Last station calling blue was kind of 8201, so again, that's a bit quiet.
So make sure the belt isn't twisted.
Yeah, Melbourne Grand was 8201.
Good start, and fuel selected to idle.
Qantas 8201, it's been an hour, reachability about 3, cleared to Sydney via Dosdale, flight plane route, maintain 5000, Dosdale 8, departure runway 16, score 3062, departure the 132, decimal 0.
With the nearby Dosdale plane route, maintain 5000, Dosdale 8, departure runway 16, score 3062, departure 3.
Smoking and electronic cigarettes are not allowed anywhere in this aircraft.
Qantas 8201.
That's why the fit of smoke detectors in the lungs.
And that's good start on engine number 1.
If something unexpected happens during the takeoff or landing, you'll need to adopt the brace position.
Ground, good evening, velocity 874, clear runway 16 on Juliet.
Folding your arms on the seat in front of you and rest your head on
And select flat 5.
Alpha Golf to the back, see you later.
Trim should be 4.8.
Alpha Golf, cheers, velocity 874.
Set. And before takeoff checks, flaps are set. It's waiting on the green light. Stabilizer trim is set. It's holding on the green light.
G'day, Qantas 230, requesting airways clearance to Melbourne.
Show the aircraft calling.
Everything come down.
Airways and food.
Qantas 236, requesting airways.
Okay, we're just going to roll up to the top of Gulf, and then we'll
Qantas
get clearance
236,
to
Melbourne
proceed.
Grand, g'day, I've got nil 5 plan for your industry filing.
ET set.
Melbourne Ground, Qantas 794, requesting push.
Qantas 794, push back approved.
Push approved, 794, thanks.
Melbourne Grand, velocity 893 is ready for taxi. We're on Gulf Information Whiskey.
Velocity 893, stand by, brake velocity 874 ground, hold position.
It doesn't need to do that.
Hold position 874.
Off the 893, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 27 to Charlie on point, runway 16.
Yeah, Alpha and runway, cross runway 27 to the holding point, runway 16, velocity 893.
Off the 874, you can continue taxi, your traffic will be crossing right to left, accompany 738. If way to that traffic, then make right into the bay.
Roger, coming traffic hit, and we'll be right turn into the bay, velocity 874.
Melbourne ground, address 513, requesting taxi. Requesting pushback.
512, ground g'day, pushback.
Pushback approved, just 513.
On F236, I have refilled my flight plan and requesting OA clearance to Melbourne. No, Sydney, sorry.
Just checking that flap, should be flap 5.
Yeah, no received that way.
Melbourne ground, Toll Express 383 for Whiskey 1.
Flap 5, green light.
Toll Express 383, ground g'day. Taxi via Alpha, Whiskey 1 to the stand, g'day.
Alpha Whiskey to the bay, Toll Express 383.
Qantas 236, clear to Sydney by Docell, flight plan route, maintain 5000. Docell 8, departure runway 16, squawk 3052, departures with approach on 132.0.
Good to Melbourne via Docell planned route, maintain 5000, Docell 8 departure runway 16, squawk 3052, departures on 132.0, Qantas 236.
236.
Melbourne ground, Qantas 794 with information of Whiskey requesting taxi.
Qantas 794, taxi via Tango Alpha, cross runway 270 to the Bravo holding point, runway 16.
Taxi via Tango Alpha, cross 27 to the Bravo holding point 16, Qantas 794.
Melbourne ground, November 102, Lima, ready to taxi with Whiskey. November 102, Sierra Lima, taxi via Sierra Alpha. And just confirm if you're able to take an intersection off Echo or not. Taxi via Sierra, aiming to seek the last bit for November 102, Sierra Lima. November 102, Sierra Lima, are you able to take the Echo holding point for runway 16?
Let's seat the group. Actually, don't need it yet. Give them a couple of minutes.
November 102, Sierra Lima. November 102, Sierra Lima, I should say the C, taxi via Sierra Alpha to the Echo holding point, runway 16. Taxi via Sierra Alpha holding point Charlie, runway 16, November 102, Sierra Lima.
Echo ground, 45 Tango Charlie 4, and request clearance to Sydney, information with number.
QAF 70 holding short, runway 16 at holding point Bravo.
Quebec Alpha, Foxtrot 70, contact Tower 120.5.
I'll do 120.5, and I'll say 893. Sound like a 2. That's alright. Back to the tower.
Melbourne ground, good evening. Speedbird 23 with the Qantas 7388 from Melbourne Tower, g'day.
Transport can go on. Weather radar, and we'll do the test.
Monitor radar display.
go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
QAF 70, holding short, runway 16, ready for takeoff.
QAF 70, line up away, runway 16, be ready for an immediate departure.
QAF 70, decimal 8 departure, clear to 5,000, score 3102, expecting 37,000.
Corner 70, you don't need to read back your departure or your clearance every time. Line up and wait, runway 16. Cleared, actually no, cleared for takeoff, runway 16, contact departure airborne, 118.9.
QAF 70, cleared for takeoff, shooting to 118.9, is that correct?
And Qantas QAF 70, you're going to have to hold your position now. I have an aircraft that's about 4 miles on final.
And do we need to read that one back?
QAF 70, in position for takeoff.
Yeah, QAF 70, you're going to have to hold there now. Brake, Qantas 7388, runway 16, clear to land.
QAF 70, holding.
Melbourne Tower, good Eagle, 682.
Force City, A82, Melbourne Tower, today. Force City, A82, can you give me your best approach speed? As in, like, slow down.
Yeah, slowing down now,
Qantas 442, contact ground 1217 today.
Melbourne Tower, Qantas 784 is ready.
Qantas 794, Melbourne Tower, g'day, number 3.
Number 3, 794, thanks.
Ciao, g'day, Cafe 34 established on the ILS through runway 16.
3 on the approach.
Cafe 34, Melbourne Tower, g'day, spec late landing phone.
34 copy.
And velocity 882, expect late landing phone.
Velocity 882.
7388, take off, please.
$700
Velocity 882, runway 16, clear to land, brake, 7388, contact ground 1217, today.
Don't break that.
The 121 on 7388, yeah.
Base land velocity AA6.
Are we getting VOZs in this odd colour? One on there. Taking my traffic to Vision Australia. Not sure how that reverted back to Oz.
I want this grade tower, continue approach. And confirm 0 long tower.
Who's around us?
QAF70 tower. I'm ready for takeoff.
QAF70, let's take off from 130.
I wouldn't go for it. That's about 3 miles. He's at 1,000 feet. You're going to go around into a takeoff. I'll be cancelling that takeoff right about now. She would have given it in the first place. You can get that one down on the ground, and then there's heaps of space after that. That's not really going to work. We'll see how it goes. It's moving up. Aussie 893 fully ready.
Yep, 834 request taxi.
Let's complete that whole time again.
No, it's Cafe 34, sorry, we're changing over to ground.
Oh, no problem, stand by this.
Elm Tower, good day, just 777 with you, final 16.
And just
Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff.
Just 777.
Multi 893 behind you landing aircraft, behind.
Not landing 737, line up and wait behind while C8 another 3.
And Joy 70, contact to Melbourne departure, 134, yes, 44, there.
There he is. Yep, that's Golf Romeo, I think.
Joy F70 passing 3000.
And Joy F70, contact to Melbourne departure, 134, yes, 0. 137, yes, 0.
Yeah, let's go.
Joy F70 passing 4000
Lost him.
to make 30,000.
Yeah, better hold. Where'd he go? Disappeared? I think he disappeared. Although there's something on the runway and there's something at 1,000 feet. Let's not move it.
Tower Golf Romeo 516 is rear runway 16, going to ramp on 121, decimal 17,
No, I'm saying that.
Well, C8 another 3 will remain position.
No, just 7, please land runway 16.
Clear land just 777.
Joy 70, contact to Melbourne departure, 130, 0.
Don't like to second guess the controller, but in this case I think it was a safer option just to stay here.
Joy F70 switching to 132 decimal 0.
Good to go. Yeah, look. There we go.
Yes, 1 2 ready to go, Melbourne 6.
And just 5, 12, hold.
Hold just 5 hold.
And just 7, vacate runway 165, hold, contact ground 121.7 there.
Joy 1217 and just confirm, is that aircraft active in front of us or?
Yeah, very currently.
Yeah, copy.
And lost the 83, sorry about that. Click to take off only 160, 170, none.
Runway 16 clear for takeoff, lost C8 another 3.
And on a 794 behind the car,
Yeah, let's do it rolling.
Beyond the departing aircraft line up behind Qantas 794.
Coming up 50. Thrust stable, take up.
Melbourne Tower, November 102.
Take off thrust set. 60 knots.
Charlie.
November 1020, hold on, Charlie.
100 knots.
Hold short of runway 1620 Lima.
V1. V1 rotate. V2.
Positive right, gear up. Climb thrust set.
And velocity 893, acknowledge departure 132 there.
Go to departures 1320, velocity 893, good day. 1320, set. Flaps 1. Melbourne departures, velocity 893, climbing 5,000 out of 3,300. Melbourne departures, velocity 893 out of 3,500 for 5. Flaps up.
Velocity 893, Melbourne approach, g'day, climb flight level 240, cancel the SID track direct Sully.
Direct Sully and flight level 240, velocity 893. Direct Sully. 240 is set. And there's Sully.
Finish 4523, descent 4000.
Descent at 240, 4522.
170, contact Melbourne Sentinel 124.0.
QAF 70, contact Melbourne 124.0.
Altitude in the ring.
Velocity 893, track direct, Docel, flight plan mount.
Direct to Docel, velocity 893. Selected, Docel.
Melbourne approach, good evening, Quadrant 794, Whiskey Parking Street, number 205,000, that's the late departure.
On a 794, Melbourne approach, identify, climb flight level 240, cancel the SID track direct. It's actually just climb flight level 240.
240, thank you Joshua, Quadrant 794.
We're only part of the way, so I'm still going to get everyone else now.
That's all good. I know your styles are true.
After takeoff checklists, engine bleeds are set to standard. All the parts on, by the way. Pack set to auto. Landing gear up and off. Flaps are up and no lights. After takeoff checks are complete. $10,000 feet, standard set, and the 1013 is set. Seatbelt signs going off.
And Melbourne approach just 5 rolls, climbing past 3,500 to 5,000.
Just 512, break, Quadrant 794, track direct, Docel, flight plan route.
Straight to Quadrant 794, thank you.
Just 512, Melbourne approach, identify, climb flight level 240, cancel speed.
240, cancel speed.
On the 4523, descent 3000, Delta cleared island, runway 16.
Descend to 230,
runway 16, on the 45 22. Main departure number 1020 Lima is at 2,400 kilometers, 5,000 with you.
November 102 Sierra Lima, Melbourne approach identified, climb flight level 240, track direct Avalon flight plan route.
Climb flight level 240, track direct Avalon, November 1020 Sierra Lima.
And November 102 Sierra Lima, let's change that, climb flight level 140.
Climb flight 140 to Sierra Lima.
Comments 4523, contact Melbourne, Karen 120, decimal fine. Safe landing, bye-bye.
Thanks for you and particularly Middle Class 14523.
Velocity 893, contact Melbourne Central 124.0. Thanks for your patience. Bye-bye.
Here Tunnel 124.0, velocity 893. 1240. Melbourne Central, velocity 893, climbing flight level 240 at a flight level 200.
Velocity 893, Melbourne Centre, climb flight level 390.
Flight level 390, velocity 893.
Cruise 477, wind ready to the flight level 250.
390, set.
When ready, down to flight level 250.
Melbourne Central, good evening. Quadrant 794 will be passing through flight level 190 for 240.
Cruise 794, Sino, good evening. Flying level 390.
Up to 390 for Quadrant 94, thank you.
Melbourne, Project $5 CC.
It's 512 since climb level 350.
350, just outside.
It's 512, maintain 250 knots for the climb.
250 knots, just outside.
Having some issues getting my throttle stuck to the desk properly. The screw must be coming loose or something. Have to investigate that. That said, I'm considering maybe changing my desk setup fairly shortly. It's a little bit too high. It's a large wooden desk with a tabletop about that thick. So I'll be considering getting rid of that and getting something a little bit more aeroplane-like. At least getting the yoke into the correct position. It's a little bit too high and forward.
Romeo Julius, Foxtrot Melbourne Centre, today, start clearance is available.
It's a project for once I return from New Zealand, which by the time you're watching this I will have. So I'm have headed. Has been in New Zealand from first week of February into the second week of February.
Romeo Juliet, Foxtrot Melbourne Centre, today, start clearance is available.
Oh, it's good to be back. At this stage I probably would have been back when I'm returning this video, probably a week since I've been back. I reckon a couple more flights in this setup, and then I'll start my project to, well, first I need to put some drawers over on that side so I can get some of my, for instance, printer, some of my other gear stuck over there, non-aviation flying type of gear. And then I'll probably consider moving this table out and getting another one in. There's one in the back room already, which is going to suit quite well. And after that, I'll consider getting throttles and stuff fixed to certain points that are, well, not as temporary as the current setup. Of course, the yoke will be temporary because I often need to remove that to use the joystick on the left hand. Can't be flying Airbuses with a yoke, that's just silly. And then I've got the project to eventually upgrade the PC and move over to prepared 3D. That'll take a lot of money. As a result of my moving the desk around, I might actually end up having a slightly smaller desk, so it's not quite as wide, which means that I can fit it forward into my bay window. Which will be an advantage, I think, for having more room over to my right hand side. Of course, that means my backdrop changes slightly in the Facecam.
Juliet 1495.
Shouldn't be too bad then.
Descend to 7,000, 0816014, runway 35, expect the RLS.
I'm wondering if I line it up properly, should I put a green screen behind me or something? And it's an option. It's not really thought out yet, but it might happen one day.
1495, distance 7,000, 0811014, expect RLS runway 35.
Juliet 1495, 7,000, expect RLS runway 35.
I'm going to go ahead and chuck in a rivet arrival. Maybe we should listen to the ATIS before we do that, eh? No, we need the ATIS. Let's just take a look at the... Yeah. Wind is currently sitting at 030 degrees, 20 knots, gusting 30 knots.
Okay, climate lenses, bottle 350.
Pop away some of these charts, so we don't need them. Cool. Get Sydney. Go for the rivet.
Melbourne Center, Delta Lima with you.
Okay, 34 left. Aerodrome chart and the apron.
You follow the type of visual approach for runway 30.
Copy that. Requesting runway 30, if possible, for Delta Lima.
Delta Lima, yeah, that's fine. Descend 9,000.
Yeah, it'll hopefully get gate 40. I like that one, right out in the edge there. Yeah, a bit late compared to our real world counterpart, because the real world counterpart wasn't sitting at runway 16 holding short for 20 minutes like we were. Yeah, it's about that. How much have we got in arrival? 3?
Yeah, 14 at 95, distance 5,500, 30 hours on a 2-5 approach.
Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and chuck in the arrival. Going to assume runway 34 left, off an ILS. Rivet 2. Chuck that all in. There we go. Also going to chuck in the descent forecast. Bring that up off the flat plan.
And Melbourne Center, Delta Lima, open is exit for runway 30.
You go 2921.
Denver?
14.
Delta Lima, if you just keep on working direct to Canberra, once you're 30 miles from Canberra, I'll clear for a visual approach. Extra visual, that is.
Copy that. When I'm visual, correct Canberra now. On visual.
And the first one there is 233 at 36.
And just out of curiosity, are you visual?
249.24. 261.14.
Melbourne Center, Delta Lima, negative. I'm not visual with the exit, but I have to fight there.
I'm going to chuck in non-up as well.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just continue the heading once you get it. Just report visual when you get it.
The 236.47. And that's done.
And San Francisco 45, Tango with you, Ladder 13, 173, Ladder 240, heading 360.
Chorus 45, Tango, still negative, heading climb, followable 350.
5 layer feedback there, on the first thing.
Okay, Qantas 236, climbing through flight level 190. On flight level 330, I did file flight level 280, not 330, on 236.
Yeah, I know you filed 280, but can you accept an amended level of 330?
Yes, I can accept 330 on 236.
Miss 236, thank you. Climb 2 amended flight level 330.
Flight level 330, climb 236.
Got a lot of a nice tailwind. Dropping at 54 knots. How's that other aircraft doing? Must be sitting at, yep, 370. So we're going over the top. That's where we want to be.
It was 45 Tango, turn right, heading 090.
So yeah, a little bit of handymanship around the house over the next couple of months. A little bit planned out. And at the end of it I'll probably have a random table that I need to get rid of. It's a little bit too large for my purposes, really. Too tall.
Last station calling, just taking the course line then, please. It's 512, yeah, that's fine. Call one's back.
And I have to figure out some way to affix my throttles somewhat more permanently than they currently are. I'm sure I'll figure out some way to do that.
Melbourne, and it's also the airport, Canberra Airport should be 12 o'clock from my current direction, yeah?
Last station calling, stay good.
Melbourne Center, Delta Lima Lima. Canberra Airport should be at my 12 o'clock from my current position, correct?
That is correct. You can consider 7,000 now.
Copy that, 7,000. We'll let you know how happy to Delta Lima.
Delta Lima Lima, awesome. Clear visual approach, runway 30.
Copy that, approach 30, Delta Lima.
Qantas 70, contact center 125.0.
Melbourne Center, Steven, super with you.
We've got 23 today, climb level 390.
Flight level 390, Steven, super.
Yeah, next frequency will be 1250.
Dealing 1495, established on the ILS, terminal 35.
And we swap that over and turn that to
1495, runway 25 length.
1244.
Runway 35 for the land to 1495.
I'll be able to get there, that's 12625.
477, 9000, 0811010.
Yes, man, yes.
Romeo Juliet, Foxtrot, wind ready for 1.
Nothing on there, but we do have a text status, which you can see on the top here. Information Oscar, ILS 07, wind 030, with that 30 knot gust.
Romeo Juliet, Foxtrot, when ready, descend flight level 250.
QNH is 1014.
Romeo Juliet, Foxtrot.
Big Bear 23, turn right to 090.
Right to 090, Seabird 23.
It's going to be runway 07 RLS.
Delta Lima Lima, report on final runway 30.
Cool.
Delta Lima Lima, report on final runway 30.
Grab the 07. There they are.
Velocity 893, how do you read?
What's it? 903. Copy.
Velocity 893, thank you. Contact Melbourne Centre 125.0. No.
Oh, Melbourne 125.0. Velocity 903. Melbourne Centre, velocity 893, flight level 390.
Velocity 893, Melbourne Centre.
Cool, let's start tuning in all these frequencies. We need a ILS on 109.9.
QAF 70, Melbourne Centre.
QAF 70, reading.
Inbound course 062.
QAF 70, your start clearance for Sydney. Okay, Rivet 2 arrival. Runway 34.
062 is set. Let's look at our arrival speeds. Firstly, the fuel.
QAFC, expecting runway 34.
Minus 0.6.
QAF 70, your QNH Sydney is 1014.
60.4.
When ready to send to 10,000.
So we flat 30. Since it's so much wind today, it's gusty. Flat 30.
70, QNA 1011.
142 is a 10 knot gust, it'll be plus 10. So approach speed will be 152.
70, that's 1014.
QAF 70, QNA 1014.
Velocity 893, your start clearance for Sydney. Rivet 2 arrival, runway 34, right.
All right. That's crazy. Gabby, Rivet 3 arrival, runway 34, right. Velocity 893. Did not expect that one.
And velocity 893, your QNH Sydney is 1014. When ready, you can descend to 10,000 feet.
When we're down 10,000, velocity 893. Gotta love the new mouse wheel. 10,000 feet right there. Okay, 34 right, Rivet 2 arrival, 34. Drop that. Okay, we've got some new details. 335 is the heading. Yeah, I must have been that one.
And velocity 893, same Mach speed.
Velocity 893, currently Mach decimal 78.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and the new details on this new runway. Didn't open it because I didn't expect it right. It's like out of a left field. Okay, 109.3. That's set.
QAF 70. Expecting ILS 34. So Rivet 2,
07, start.
170, rivet to arrival, runway 34 left. Stay permitted.
Good to go. Let's have a look at the chart as we go through it.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 74 Whiskey, passing through 362 for 390.
Qantas 794, good evening, sir. Say Mark speed.
Okay, from Rivet, go to Tammy, below 9,000. Boogie at above 6,000. And to Dudok, Nasho, Vectors, and then we have Susan as our initial point there. And Susan's point at 4,000.
Report, Mark.
That'll be 3,000. Cool.
Centre, can you say again for Qantas 794, thanks?
Minimums is 270.
Qantas 794, save, Mark speed.
Qantas 784, speed
270 is set.
Qantas,
And runway is 2,438 metres long. Speedback, autoback will be 2. And due to the wind, obviously, we're still keeping our flat 30 approach. Flat 30 approach speed 142 is the re-ref, and we'll be carrying plus 10. There's 10
Centre,
gust
Qantas 794, I can't say this altitude, so requesting descent to 350 to maintain decimal 684 mark.
Qantas 794, descend to flight level 350.
Down to 350 for Qantas 794, thank you, Centre.
Some dudes behind us catching up. Let's increase our descent speed to 300. So maintain the 0.78 Mach, and once 0.78 Mach reaches 300 knots, then we'll maintain 300. That means that we descend a little bit later since we're going down faster. Need more drag. FMS is handling all that. After I've told it the information that I want to descend a little bit quicker. That's mostly because of the traffic that's coming up behind us rather quick. He's already descending as well. This one. Next frequency will be 1244. That's preset now. Information is Quebec. That wind is still 030 at 18 knots, gusting 28. 34 left and right. Yeah, descent checklist, landing altitude is set for 0. Recall. Recall check, no items. Water brake is set for 2. Landing other VREF has been set for the flaps 30 approach. And speed on the approach will be 152. Airspeed. Remember they've got 30 knot gusts there, so it'll be more like 132. 122.
794, Melbourne Centre.
794, go ahead.
Approach briefing has been completed and the descent checklist is done.
Make that Mark decimal 7, not above.
Mark decimal 7 for Qantas 794, thanks sir. Melbourne Center, Quadrant 794.
One at 794, I was just about to say also that your QNH in Sydney is 1014. When ready, you can take it down to 10,000.
So you just broke up on the UNH there, Melbourne Center?
1014, sir.
QNH 1014.
UNH 1014, and when ready, descend 10,000. Quadrant 794, thanks, sir.
So now we'll see 893, leaving flight of 390.
Velocity 893.
Okay, since I don't trust these guys, I'm going to brief the other runway as well. 34 left. That's almost the same details, except the runway is really long. I'll probably go to auto brake 1. And the frequency there is 1101, which I'll set in the standby. And that's it. If we need a switch, we can do it straight away. This stage we're expecting runway 34 right. Probably get vectors inside Susan, then straight down the ILS. Missed approach procedure is climb straight ahead to 600 feet, then make a right hand turn to 070 degrees. And the climb on that is 2000.
794, flight level 350, flight level 100.
One at 794.
Okay, it should be 270, and that's already set in the barrel. I'll chat to the cabin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking from the flight deck. My name is Trent, and joining me on the flight deck today is YouTube. Thanks for flying with us today on board the Boeing 737-800 airplane from Melbourne to Sydney. It's flight Virgin Australia 893. Hope you enjoyed the flight so far. We are on descent now into Sydney, and we do expect to arrive there in about 20 minutes or so. Just having a look at the weather down there in Sydney. The temperature is currently 25 degrees, a little bit cooler than it was in Melbourne, to be honest. A little bit of a fresh breeze blowing across at the moment, and that's giving us a 30 knot or 60 kilometre an hour gust just from the east, northeast. Once again, we'll be flying into Sydney, coming across the Botany Bay on the approach, and making our way down on, at this stage, to Sydney's third runway. And then we'll be taxiing back to the terminal over about a period of 10 minutes after that. Should have you on the gate at approximately 10. Looking at the clock now, it's 20 past, so looking at an arrival time of about 10:02. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed flying with us on Virgin Australia. Hope you do enjoy your stay in Sydney, and have a very safe and pleasant onward journey from the airfield. Cabin crew, please prepare the aircraft for the arrival.
Flight 8201, your start clearance for Sydney, rivet to arrival. You will be runway 34 left.
Melbourne Center, was that staff or Quadrant 794?
One at 794, your star is the rivet 2, runway 34 left.
Rivet 2, 34 left for Quadrant 794, thanks sir.
And the hesitation is because we got an aircraft that's in between the last couple of you guys here who's gone away from his keyboard and has not come back, and is going to be too bloody high, and so we don't know what we're going to do with him.
Just send him to Brisbane.
Dr. Immortal Lord Howe Island, leave him there on a hold.
That'll teach him.
UAF 70, you can contact Sydney approach now, 124.4.
Say again, contact 201.
QAF 70, contact Sydney ground 124.4.
One is 8201, your start clearance for Sydney is a rivet tour. I think it'll be a runway 34 left.
Okay, clear contact clear right, 15 round, 3 left, time that we call Quebec.
There we go.
Independent visual approach.
17201,
Do not pass through assigned runway center line. Runway 34, center line for arrival and departure. Parallel runway operations in progress. Independent departure in progress.
17201,
03.031 knots. 28 knots. Maximum crosswind 15 knots.
Okay, on C36 with your flight level 330.
QNH 1014.
Melbourne Center.
On contact with Sydney, ground for approach notified with Seoul, Quebec.
Quebec.
Sydney, terminal information, Quebec. Expecting independent visual approach.
It's 512 to start clearance for Sydney's rivet to arrival. You'll be runway 34 right. And just 512 for your QNH Sydney is 1014. Expedite descent to 10,000.
2,000 and QNH 1014.
And Qantas 8201, UNH Sydney is 1014. You can descend to...
Seatbelt signs on, level 200. Cabin crew, please prepare the aircraft for arrival.
Remember, 10 birds, 45 angle, you flashing 50.
Qantas 45 Tango, Melbourne Center. Qantas 8201, you can track direct rivet now.
Okay, rivet
Melbourne Center, good evening, Qantas 711. Could you passing flight level 275 for flight of 280?
Qantas 711, good evening, sir. Flying flight level 380.
Flight level 380, Qantas 711.
Qantas 236, Melbourne Center.
Let's get our ground frequency set up on radio 2. 1205.
Qantas
Tower.
236, Melbourne Center.
And the ground. I'm not sure if there is one, that'll be 126.2.
Back to answer Long Island 2, sir.
No, it's 1265.
236, Melbourne Center.
Let's check that ground frequency. Yep, 1265.
Minus 45 Tango. Even if it's a visual, you can still fly the RLS.
That's perfect. 145.
Yeah, if approach say assigns you the visual, tell them no, you're going to fly the ILS, not a problem.
Roger, perfect.
Minus 711, that's fine. Velocity 893, contact Sydney approach 124.4.
Oh, the approach 124, velocity 893. 1244.
Check 1250 degrees.
Information, that's your bad.
Velocity 893. Today, continue descending at 8,000, expecting independent visual approach, runway 34 right. Small aircraft, Sydney approach, will be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, that 8,000, velocity 893. That's one way to do it. Get called by them. Right, speed's coming down. We'll probably be at 250 knots by the green dot. It's about 10 miles out. Let's get some lights on. And I'm going to go ahead and seat the crew.
All aircraft, approach is back.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. Approach checklist, altimeter set 1014.
Sydney approach, Quadrant 794 with you, passing through flight level 146 for 100,
Okay.
to run.
Going to select continuous ignition through 10,000 feet.
794.
Running checklist, just needs speed brake, gear and flaps.
The independent visual approach, runway 34 left.
Down at 8,000, expect visual approach, 34 left, Quadrant 794.
70, descend to 3,000, report visual.
Who was that for? Certainly not us, but no one replied. Down to 3 visual from here seems a bit much, but really.
Velocity 893, descend to 7,000. Passing waypoint TSAT. Continue heading 060.
Going to 7,000 and RT heading 070, velocity 890. 7,000, he wants us direct to Tessa.
Well, it's 567. Turn right, heading 290 degrees, cleared independent visual approach, runway 34 left. Runway 34 right. 290, the independent visual approach, runway 34 right, corner 57.
Grab Susan, chuck that up to Duda. And the 070 after TSAT. That's set. Everything up there looks good. Cabin crew, we're seated.
QAF 70, one heading 156. No visual sight yet. We'll have to come back around to link up with the ILS.
Slowly continue press.
Tuesday. Squadron 537 established.
Was 557, contact the tower now, 120.5, g'day.
1205, g'day, catch you later.
There's one random cloud over there.
Turn left heading 070.
That's not the go.
Continue approach of fast roll business mission feedback.
512, continue approach today, continue descent down at 8,000, expect independent visual approach from my 34 right.
8,000 visual approach. Just with 5 function.
Left 70, continue left turn heading 35 degrees, clear independent visual. So continue heading 350 degrees to report visual. And course 70 turning in the wrong direction, needed to turn left 350 degrees. What right? Left. Turn left 350 degrees. Velocity 918. Can turn right in 200 degrees.
Velocity 918, right 200 degrees.
Got to pick up that speed. Let's go back to 240.
On the 794, descend to 6,000.
7,000, 794.
Velocity 918, well past 200, we need to turn now left, now heading 200. Now 250.
Velocity 918, 200.
Approach, good evening. 8201. National Quebec. Sending 10,000.
Plus 8201, Sydney approach May, continue descent down 8,000, expect beyond as Zulu runway 34 left.
8,000, 34 left.
Good old Sydney City down there.
Plus 75, you can contact Melbourne Zone now 125.
Pretty much over at Tessa. Start heading select. Everybody brought me by head, says Colonel with the oil
Velocity
tanker.
918, turn right,
The oil refinery right there.
heading 200 degrees, 200 degrees. Descend to 3,000.
Velocity 918. Velocity 918, send to 3,000.
Someone climbing up there.
Velocity 893, caution traffic at your 1 o'clock, company 737.
893, got that truck on tickets.
Currently descend to 3,000.
Damn it. Now this is going away slightly. So we head on. Hey, it's 1,000 below us now.
512, descend to 7,000.
10,000 to 12, 512.
On the 794, descend to 3,000 for visual.
8,000 feet visual, all left, on a 794, thanks.
Velocity 893, you can turn right, heading 150.
Heading 150, velocity 893. 150 set. Just going to switch out some frequencies here. Slightly easier than 2 buttons, I get to press 1 button. That's a bit close, I'm going to slow down a bit. 220, actually make it up speed, which is 205.
And velocity 893. You do stand at 3000, there's a portion of that traffic to leave.
Go down to 3000, we have traffic on TCAS and we're slowing down to 220. 3000 feet set. Let's get a level change.
The approach velocity 894, airborne, 34 right.
Last one for TCAS.
1,300, 45,000.
Too low somewhere.
Velocity 894 identified, continue climb, flight level 280, enter speed.
One flight level 280 and careful speed, velocity
That's
894.
1. Speed check that one.
Velocity 918, turn right, heading 50 degrees, 250 degrees to the right.
Velocity 918, change heading 250.
794, you visual.
On 794, just on visual.
794, continue left turn heading 010 degrees, clear independent visual approach, runway 34 left.
Left 010 degrees, clear 34 left visual approach, pilot 794, cheers.
Velocity 918, you visual the runway, so can you see the runway?
I think we'll slow it up more. Let's go to 190 knots.
Velocity 918, you can see the runway to your right hand side.
Velocity 918, can you please repeat?
Velocity 918, can you see the runway to the right, to your right hand side? Can you see the runway? Runway to the right hand side.
Yeah, I can see the runway.
Yeah, 18.
Flat 5.
Use the
Select
visual
flat
approach,
5.
runway 34 right. North. Pass to the left hand side of the right hand runway. Stay up, make sure you're on the right hand side or stay on line of that runway. Traffic on the left hand side turning final.
Flaps 5 set. Let's adjust that speed of the 1, which is 185 or so. There it is, 185 set.
Velocity 794, caution traffic turning final, runway 34 right to 3000 as well.
No, Melbourne approach, got the 796 the traffic.
Okay, zone is set speed to the ILS. I'll leave it there.
8201, maintaining 8
Well, that's 8201, descent at 6000.
8201.
Velocity 893, turn right heading 250 degrees.
Running 250, velocity 893.
Melbourne approach, 94 on final 34 left.
On the 794, contact tower
290
now,
set.
10.5 direct.
That's a visual approach, isn't it?
Thank you for services, corner 794.
Good night. Just 512, descent at 4000.
4,000, just 512.
Velocity 918, contact 120.5 direct.
Apologies for the approach, I thought I had two on it. I'm a little bit confused. Apologies for Sydney approach. Super 45650 at flight level 290.
Super 456 contact Melbourne Center 125.
125 decimal 0 for 456.
Velocity 893 visual.
What's the 893? AFA.
Velocity 893 clear visual approach runway 34 right. Sorry about the vector.
The visual approach runway 34 right. What's the 893?
Jetstar 512 turn left heavy 0.
So approach, gonna hit the approach
degrees.
road.
Clear the visual approach, visual approach runway 34 left.
Probably need to send early. Gonna make it down to 2,000 feet. Just gonna drift down.
3,000.
There we go. Missed approach altitude is 2,000.
Continue present heading east of the 3,000.
Okay, that wind speed looks 18 knots. Fairly steady. May pick up a little bit as we get further closer to the ground. I'm going to be leaving in the auto throttle. For that purpose, I'm going to slow it down now to 160 knots. We'll need, just don't worry about that. A little bit more of a descent. Might make it 700 actually. Let me get down.
Velocity 894 contact. The 45 Tango to the approach at 8, continue descent down at 8, so descent down at 6,000, expect the independent visual approach, runway 34 left.
Down to 6,000 visual 34 left, so 45 Tango.
Runway's inside.
Velocity 84 contact Melbourne Center now, 125 decimal, yeah, g'day.
I'm in Melbourne Center 125 decimal 0 velocity 894 CF.
Flight 15.
Velocity 893 contact Tower now, 120 decimal 5, g'day.
Tower 120 decimal 5, I'll see 893, g'day. Speed coming down. Back, we're at flap 30, let's go ref plus 10, which is a 152. City Tower, velocity 893, final approach runway 34 right.
Velocity 893, g'day, Sydney Tower, winds are 03018 knots, gusting to 8 knots, runway 34 right, clear to land.
34 right, clear to land, velocity 893. Cool. Considering doing a manual approach here. I have throttle, and I have the aircraft. Speed's good. On slope. Stable and configured.
Just Sydney Tower, that's so would you run like this or
They'll be crabbing off to the right, So I'll need a lot of left right as we come in.
Just 512, g'day, Sydney Tower, with 03018 knots, gusting 28 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Clear to land yourself outside.
Dot high. And back in. Check speed.
Approaching minimums.
Considering.
Minimums.
Landing. Speeds on money.
Angel Star 5 going around.
Roger, 512, contact Sydney, approach on 124.4.
104.4.
Couldn't get any reverse thrust in there, but I don't know. Manual braking.
South 794 is in parking, thank you for your services. Good night. 179 will be that.
Weather radar coming up. What's the 893 vacated runway 34 right?
Velocity 893, welcome to Sydney. Taxi to the bay via Bravo 10, Bravo, cross runway 07 and Golf.
Bravo 10, Bravo, cross 07 on Golf, what's the 893? Clock is off. Cool. Let's continue up through here. Taxi lights on. Strobe lights are off. Flaps coming up. Transponder. And on to Bravo. Not many clouds, oh there's a couple over there, look at that. Yeah well. None over there anyway.
Tower direction point 8201.
Velocity 83, Correction, last aircraft calling, say call sign.
8201.
Qantas 8201, g'day Sydney Tower, winds of 02016 knots. Runway 34 left, clear to land.
Runway 34 left, clear to land. 8201.
Gotta love the scenery there. Coming in over the top of the road here. Clock, we're on it now. Cool. Alright, we're going over to gate, what was it, D40. There it is. Can go ahead and detune ILS. So that just retuned a different ILS, didn't it? There we go. In time 1 hour 33 minutes, most of that was sitting at runway 16 holding short. We are late now. AP is coming up. There goes runway 07. And we'll turn into Gulf. Taxi lights off.
45 Tango and that's 34 left.
Qantas 45 Tango, g'day Sydney Tower, continue approach number 2 for landing.
Continue approach number 2. Qantas 45 Tango. Sydney Tower, velocity 147, requesting radio check.
Velocity 147, reaching 5 by 5.
Reaching 5 by 5, also requesting IFR clearance to Hobart as far as we have in Rio.
Velocity 147, you are cleared to Hobart by Wollongong flight plan route. Initial climb 5,000, Marib 5 departure with a Wollongong transition, runway 34 right. Squawk is 4510 and departures with Sydney approach on 124.4.
Okay, we're cleared to Hobart via Wollongong flight plan route. Marib 5 departure, Wollongong transition off runway 34 right. Initial climb 5,000, squawking 4510 departures with Sydney approach 124.4, velocity 147.
Velocity 147.
There's 40.
Sydney Tower, heavy lift 83, requesting IFR clearance to Melbourne as per flight plan.
Heavy lift 83, you are cleared to Melbourne via Wollongong flight plan route. Initial climb 5,000, Wollongong 2 departure, runway 34 left. Squawk is 4476 and departures with Sydney.
Cool, don't need him. On to the safe dock. Parking brake set. And we can shut down, so APU can go on to the bus and the bleed. And I'll shut down on number 1 and number 2. Disarm doors. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross check. Okay, the overhead is set. And we're going to open some doors. And waiting on the gate to come out. And there we go. Seatbelt signs are off, everything's good. Alrighty. So we're here in Sydney after a successful Milkrun, 16th of January 2017. Hope you've enjoyed that. This is Musical Aviator. I'll catch you guys next time. Catch ya.